Gary, a fallow week, no game this weekend. What exactly have the squad been up to over the past couple of days?
Well, just getting rid of Sunday's match and getting rid of all the aches and pains, because the boys put a real good shift into the game against Celtic. So we're just getting rid of that and really looking forward now to the Raith Rovers match in a week on Saturday. And I know it's a free weekend, but we can't wait to get back into action. Having lost 3 on the spin, it's we want to get back to a positive weekend or a positive game and getting a victory, particularly when it's obviously the Scottish Cup coming up as well. So, but the boys have been good. They're still full of good spirits. We certainly did enough in the game against Celtic to have a lot of confidence in the game and to look forward with great optimism. So yeah, the boys have been talking about the controversy and the good points about the Celtic match. But we're going to be working hard this week, that's for sure, and making sure that we top up a bit of fitness, get a bit of work done on the training field in terms of shape and things like this. But we're certainly with Abdallah Zubair on the right and Alex Harris on the left. It's given us a new dimension and a way to go forward.
To what extent do you feel having this week off, though, will help the players to recharge their batteries for what will be a really big month for the club?
Well, it's frustrating in many aspects. I mean, we are where we are, and that's the way it's the fixture list has sort of fallen for us. But in a way, I think it's good. We can draw breath a little bit and take stock and move forward, because when it comes to next week in particular, the transfer window will be shut. We'll have our squad then for the rest of the season, and it's about getting together and making sure that we all move together forward, making sure that everybody is singing off the same hymn sheet. Everybody knows their jobs even better now and even more, and that comes from working shape and working in games, boys getting fit in under-20s matches as well. So there's a lot of work to be done, but we're just focusing down that tunnel towards the Raith Rovers match, and that's all important to us. But even though it's still some distance off, we're still looking at the game and looking at how we can beat them.
There isn't a game for Hibs, but obviously there is a match at Easter Road involving your old club. Will you be going over as a spectator to watch that one?
No, I won't be going. I'll be staying away, but that's just my choice. It's a Sunday, and we normally do things together as a family on a Sunday. So no, I'll be watching probably on the television more than anything else. So I certainly wish my team, my ex-team, my old team, all the very best. I've been there this time last year. We were there and unfortunately lost to Hearts, and that was a painful experience. And I hope that they go one better now and get to the final. That's for sure. But no, I don't want to be there. I think it's pretty nerve-wracking if you're watching the game and you want a team to win. So which I do. But I certainly have a roast beef or something and watch it on the TV.
Moving back to Hibs then, Sam Stanton handed his first start, responded with an impressive performance. What was your evaluation of his display?
Yeah, it was his first start, but he's been around the first team for some time now, and it was quite strange when we first came in November that Sam wasn't part of the first team squad training. He was playing for the under-20s, and I wanted just to keep him out of the first team, so I wanted to earn the right to be in the first team squad. And I'd seen one or two things in under-20s matches in training. I thought, not quite like that. I think he just needs to be kept back a little bit. And he was itching to get into the first team squad and came to see me as to why he wasn't there and all that sort of thing. And I just said, you have to earn the right to be there. And some good, impressive performances then in the under-20s followed, and he's in the squad, and now he's starting. So I think sometimes when you get the opportunity like he did on Sunday. He took it with both feet, sort of thing, or both hands. He certainly grabbed at it and took the game by the scruff of the neck. And I thought he was the best player on the pitch by a mile. So that shows you how far he's come in a short space of time with us, from not being in the first team squad to being a standout player against Celtic. That's a pretty good, impressive surge. And he's got to keep that going now, and I'm sure he will. But he's exciting. It's like a breath of fresh air, really, because he takes the ball in good areas. He's got a good touch. He's very aggressive going towards the opponent's goal. He's got good feet, good movement, good athletic ability. He runs about so much. He covers every blade of grass on the pitch, and he's a dream to have because he's there for training, day in, day out, and he's there for games, game in, game out. So he's a perfect professional for us.
You mentioned that obviously Sam knocked on your door when he wasn't perhaps being involved with the first team. Do you like that when a player challenges you to a certain degree and asks what they have to do in order to be selected?
Yes, I do like it, because if it's not me going to the player, then it's a player coming to me, then fine, because I think players like to know, and we try and tell players as much as we can what they're doing right, what they're doing wrong, how they can improve, how they can continue improving, and continue improving their strengths as well as work on their weaknesses. So, yeah, we try and give them feedback as much as we can. But the player is the player normally is his biggest own critic, and I'm sure that players sometimes are overcritical, sometimes maybe undercritical. But when it comes down to it, I think they know what I expect from them and what Morris expects from them too. So I think that does help. But certainly Sam is one of many younger players that have grasped the opportunity. When you look at Danny Handling coming into the team, he didn't play on Sunday, but certainly he's in the first team squad and certainly in the frame for starting games. Alex Harris came on, Zubir on the right hand side. We've had Jordan Forster. We've had a lot of young players in the squad that are certainly knocking on the door and have been in the first team. Jason Cummings is another one as well, but he's only 18. But the younger ones are learning all the time, and every little bit of minute of game time they can get is like gold dust for them. And every minute they get training is the same too with the first team squad. So they're progressing nicely, and I'm really excited by these clutch of younger players that we have. So we've now got to try and mould the senior ones and get them going as well, which I'm sure they'll do. But we have a good blend at the club, and I'm pleased with that. And moving forward now to the end of the season, we certainly have great optimism to do well.
Everybody waxes lyrical about the youngsters that are coming up through the ranks at Dundee United and Hearts and various other clubs. Do you feel that Hibs get the credit that perhaps we deserve?
Perhaps not, but I just think with the Hibs record is so impressive, and when you look at Dundee Uniteds and Aberdeens and lots of other teams, their youngsters coming through, well, Hibs have done exactly the same, if not more. And the players have moved on to bigger clubs, so to speak, and have done very well in their career. So it's a fabulous place as a great pathway for the youngsters to come through. And then we'll see what happens in the first team. But we still want the kids to do well for Hibernian Football Club first and foremost, and our boys are certainly doing that. And there are a long way between now and when they do eventually move from the club or leave the club. But they're learning the game fast, but perhaps not given enough credit, because it's like taken for granted in many aspects that the good work that's done behind the scenes in the youth department, Bill Hendry, James McDonough, and all the scouts and coaches below them in the academy, they do a fantastic job, and they really, they've got great facilities, of course, but you've got to get the talent there first and foremost. And that talent has a pathway, has a route through. It's been done before. It's like a conveyor belt. It's like a well-worn path, and they're going along that same route. So, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Let's continue doing that and improving players to get through. But I think players see now that if they're good enough, doesn't matter how old they are, they'll have a chance.